Hey everybody, welcome back to Sea of Stars, and we just defeated a boss here, the last side quest boss, and we're finally going to the Fleshmancer's Lair. So, this is it, everybody. This is the end game. How do we get out of here? There we go. Here we are. Ew, it's squishy. This is it, the Fleshmancer's Lair. There's no gate. It seems he wants us to come in. Good. Alright, so I did not do the cooking that I needed to do. So let's do some of that. I could do 2 more now. There's one more story here. Might as well get caught up on the lore before we fight the last boss. Iwelda was a fair leader who cared not for titles. Stories say that she spent equal time at Aventry Manor as she did in town with her people. Under her reign, Lucent knew prosperity and upheld its title as Bastion of Light like never before. By her side was Duke Aventry, a proud noble and fierce defender of his land and people. Ever stalwart, it is said that the flame of his dedication to Lucent burned only cooler than that of his fiery love for Iwilda. Despite the looming threat of the Clockwork Castle, they managed to keep their people safe, happy, and hopeful. One night, during a long journey abroad, like so many others, Duke Aventry was awoken by an emissary carrying urgent orders. Iwilda demanded that he return to Lucent at once, offering no explanation beyond hinting at some dire threat. When the Duke arrived, he was greeted by a raging firestorm. A sizable portion of the land was burning, but there was no enemy forces in sight. A sun solstice warrior had turned evil. Hiding somewhere on the island, he would come out once a day to deplete his powers, slowly burning away at the landscape. Thanks to the trail of conflagration, he was easily tracked. Their fight persisted for days on end, but for all his might, Duke Aventry was unable to defeat the evil solstice warrior. Seeing the collateral damage caused by their battle, he accepted that they were at a stalemate and retreated, in order to avoid further destruction of his already bleeding land. Struck by despair in the face of his inability to protect his people, Duke Aventry let his guard down and in walked the enemy. Fleshmancer Acolyte II approached in disguise and offered him a magic shard. This ancient shard was made by the Ovates themselves, she lied, fully aware of Duke Aventry's weakened state of mind. It will shroud your island in complete darkness for one day, blocking all light from the sun and the moon. My enemy's powers would, he mused, but playing to Duke Aventry's sense of honor, the two gave him a final nudge. The Solstice Warrior hasn't been playing by the rules either. Surely you wish to protect your people, she asked. Duke Aventry accepted the shard and thanked her for her help. Simply smash the shard with conviction and its magic will awaken, Tu explained on her way out. He wasted no time in smashing the shard, and by voluntarily activating the curse on his island, played right into the Acolyte's hands. Everything went fine at first. The night shroud covered the land, and Duke Aventry made short work of the weakened Solstice Warrior. As celebrations began, they put out a call for wind mages to gather waves strong enough to flood the eastern part of the island. The flames were extinguished at last, but in doing so, those areas were transformed into the famous swamps we know today. It was a change welcomed by all, for it had come hand in hand with their victory. It took a few weeks until it became clear to all that the Night Shroud would never recede. Despite overwhelming support from his people, Duke Aventry could not forgive himself for his mistake. Finally realizing who had given him the magic shard, he departed for the Clockwork Castle. On that day, Duke Aventry played into the Acolyte's hands for a second time. While he was away, Fleshmancer Acolyte 3 infiltrated Aventry Manor and killed Iwilda. Thus was the ritual completed, and a seed of evil was planted in the mansion, which a few centuries later would grow into the Dweller of Woe. Completely defeated, over the following days, Duke Aventry died of sadness and despair. As if fate hadn't been cruel enough, over 200 years later, Romaya found his urn and raised him from the dead to be her bodyguard. For decades, the Duke roamed the swamps he once ruled over, his memory completely gone, feeling nothing save for an unexplainable sadness. In bouts of clarity, he would feel brief but very deep yearning for something that he could not put his finger on. Such was the Duke's lot for half a century until one day, young solstice warriors reclaimed Iwilda's locket and brought it to him. His memory now restored, Duke Aventry smashed the locket and in doing so broke the tether binding his soul to his material plane. At long last, he found peace and was free to leave this world. The end. That was cool. We were in that story. Guess I might as well. Supposed to do here. There we go. And we got more bosses. this was it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to fight him. No, I can't do the sunball. Alright, I got... Should have done the moonerang there. Or not. That worked just as well. Aha! I like it. Gotta do it this way first, then. Whoops. Check something here. 4 data strips. Alright, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go back and do this. I'm gonna save it right here. So now that I have 4 data strips, I can go do something that I've been wanting to do for a while. I think this is where... Yeah, this is where I need to be. There's now enough data to extrapolate an encryption pattern. Operation successful. Printing cipher. Cosmic cape. There we go. Cool. So that's the best armor for Rashawn in the game, I suppose. Alright, now to go back to where we were before. Alright, cool. So, yeah, we're gonna leave it here for now, and we'll be getting into the boss fights next time, so this was just kind of the introduction, and getting into the end of the game pretty soon. The next one might be extra long, so we'll be doing that next week on Wednesday. Tomorrow we have more Tacoma. Then on Sunday, we'll either be doing a demo or going back to Luna, the Shadow Dust. And then on Monday, we have more Tacoma. And then on Tuesday, they're definitely doing Luna, the Shadow Dust. And more of this on Wednesday. So, hope you have a great weekend, and we will catch you next time. Later.